Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. My name is Anaris, and I'm here today bringing you the 5th game in the Best of 7 series between QXC, who is spawning as the Blue Terran, and his opponent, the Little One, who is spawning as the Purple Terran. And like I said, I'm very excited to bring you this series, and I want to give a hello to all of you first of all, but also a special hello to the Husky fans that are coming over to my channel from the video that you saw with the 4v4 featuring Husky, Nazgul, Heosat, myself, and the 4 amazing Husky fans. So I want to give a shout out to all of you guys. I hope you like the commentary style. I have actually, I feel like I've gotten a little bit better over the past couple months. So if maybe you watched the first video that he gave a shout out for, which was when I made Infernal Arena, maybe you didn't like it the first time, give it a shot because, like I said, I've definitely been working on improving my commentating a lot over the past few months, hoping to bring you guys a better product. And yes, so I hope you guys enjoy it. And either way, hopefully we can enjoy this this game at least, as we have both of the players throwing down their depots. Now, I do want to make mention of the fact that the Little One does have most of his SCVs working over on this portion of the mineral patches. This is because you've got the 3 that are closest right here. He's actually been microing them. I've been watching him manually control and basically just have the SCVs mined from these 3 patches as much as possible, in addition to this one right here. Because, like I said, these are the closest ones. And, yeah, so that's just kind of a little interesting thing that I noticed there while watching this game earlier. So we have a barracks going down for the Little One. Also have a Little One Scout heading over here. The Little Scout, as we got a barracks coming over here for QXC, and a refinery being dropped. You can see that QXC's refinery is being dropped significantly later than the Little One's. But you can see right here that the QXC is currently sitting at 14 supply, his opponent at 15. We can expect to see a Marine coming out here very likely in the near future from probably both barracks, as that's pretty standard play so far, and an orbital command as well. Again, both players going with very standard openers for Terran versus Terran. Now we have an SCV over here scouting for the Little One as QXC scouts the Little One's base. So trading information back and forth here. And yeah, I'm expecting this game. My prediction is we're going to see some kind of aerial base play to start. I mean, it's Scrap Station, and look at the rush distance, man. I mean, they're connected by one cord. You can almost hit both bases on the screen at once. So, such a short aerial rush distance, I'm guessing we're going to see that exploited by at least one, maybe both of the players. Now, whether that's through a drop, or Banshee harassment, or a combination of both, we'll have to see. Because right now, both players are continuing to tech up. Right now, the Little One has just dropped his factory. QXC is following suit, so we are making our way towards the higher end units. The Little One, though, is only running off of one geyser right now, but then again, so is his opponent. But now he is dropping the second one. So QXC, I think, is going to be at a little bit better position. I'm also thinking that whatever he's going to do is going to involve having a lot more gas up front than what the Little One is doing. So I'm guessing if the Little One was going to go for something, say, Cloaked Banshees, he'd probably be wanting to cap this. Maybe he's just going to get a Banshee and do a little bit of harassment and then transition into something else. I know he's a big fan of the Thor, so maybe we'll see that. We'll have to see, though, as right now the Little One does have a couple Marines hanging out here at the top of the ramp, and also QXC Scout once again going to come over here. But there is a Hellion on the way, and I'm not sure how long this Scout is going to live once that Hellion gets out here. Of course, of course, QXC is going to have his own Hellion out here in just a second, but note that he is actually going to have more Marines in just a couple minutes because of the fact that he has this reactor. Now, whether or not he decides to switch off the starport with the barracks and take the reactor, or maybe use the factory here, which just threw down a tech lab, to swap out with the starport, I don't know. We'll have to see as the game progresses here. Right now, though, do note the Little One has control of the Xel'Naga Watchtower, and also QXC does have this this Hellion right here hanging out in the shrouded area. So good stuff there. The Little One continuing to produce Marines and Hellions as well, finally claiming his second refinery, so that'll definitely help out with whatever he's planning to do, which right now it looks like it involves a Medevac and a Viking. And he's also letting these Hellions accumulate in the middle of the map. He's got 2 of them right now, 3rd one on the way, and a 4th one in production. Got these Marines hanging out beside the starport, so certainly going to see a drop here coming in the very near future. Meanwhile, QXC, you can see from the production tab, does have a Banshee and Cloak on the way. And this is my favorite part of the Terran music. Just AD'd out for a second here. You hear that? I don't know why, but whenever I hear that part of the Terran music, it just really gets me pumping, just like in StarCraft 1. But look at this Hellion right here, coming over from the Little One, up the top of the ramp, taking advantage of that. Meanwhile, the Little One drawing the forces out in the front, coming in here from the rear with the Marines, trying to take out the supply depot, which is definitely going to hurt QXC, almost losing a Hellion right there. And the Marines are moving in here for QXC, knocking out this attack. Ultimately, I think this was successful for the little one, as you can see by the fact that he also does have these Hellions coming in here. 4 of them having a field day with the SCVs. Look at that. All the SCVs are running around, pretty much just staying spread out just a little bit, but the Hellions are running away, trying to get away from the Banshee, which is doing a good bit of defensive damage here. The Marines are finishing off the Hellions here. This one Hellion going to try to take out this Marine. May die. Yep, it looks like it dies. Wheels bouncing everywhere. So that attack was pretty devastating for QXC. Lost a supply depot and also some workers. We can see here that QXC does have a Banshee heading out, though. Cloaking technology is not researched, so it is going to die. Yes, there it goes right there. Well timed on those Vikings, having them right where they're at that time. So these Marines are going to come over here and actually be chased off from the Vikings, or may try to get in here and do some damage to the SCVs. At least may try to take out the Mule. Let's watch that right there. Now it looks like he's actually just going to try to do some damage to the SCVs right there, with a couple of them coming off the mineral line. Going to try to slow down the Vikings. There goes one Viking right there. There goes some more SCVs. That has really got to be hurting QXC right now. I'm sure he's upset about that. Looking at the income tab right now, you can see the Harvester discrepancy. 29 for the little one to 18 for QXC. 860 to 620. That is really going to show up, I think, in the future here, as he has to rebuild these SCVs. You can see right now he still has the Mule, which is still protected, so that's going to help keep him in the game here a little bit. But for now, the gap is growing even wider, 30 to 19. We can see from the units lost tab right now, the little one has lost 16 units, about 1350 resources, compared to 26 and 1650. So the little one has suffered the lesser of the two in terms of the quantity and quality. But there is a little bit of Banshee harassment here from QXC, trying to knock out some of these Marines. May actually go for the SCV building that command center. I think he's definitely going to get that, as he does continue to cut around. He's going to have to get out of here soon, though, because of the fact that A, there's a scan, B, he's going to be out of the energy super quick, as the little one continues to chase around this SCV here, as another the Banshee, as another SCV comes over to finish building this command center. And now we've got the mighty Thor ship getting ready to head out towards QXC's base. Looks like TLO is blocked, but we can expect that problem to be rectified rather quickly, as this will definitely be an interesting drop. You can see QXC has a lot of Marines hanging out here in the mineral line, but depending on where the little one drops, he may be able to actually get some free kills, popping them off 1 or 2 at a time. There's certainly one very low hit points there, and let's see what he's going to do here. Right now, it looks like he's actually going to bring in a ton of the SCVs. He's going to try to... Whoa, man, he's bringing them in for a turkey shoot. I don't know what's going on here, but the Marines are actually able to drive that off. SCVs were trying to surround the Marines, or the SCVs were trying to surround the Marines, but the Thor was able to get out relatively unharmed, coming back to the base now, where he will be able to be repaired. You can see he did live through that ordeal and will be rewarded with a nice repairing. And here comes a Banshee over here, cloaked, trying to take out the tech lab on the starport, going to try to prevent the building of what's very likely to be a Raven. I'm guessing that's what the little one's going to build that for and try to get. But look at this, the Banshee's coming over here with reinforced energy, going to come and try to do some additional damage as he knocks out that SCV, building that command center, once again delaying the expansion for the little one. And the little one doesn't have any stealth detection right now. You can see the command center is sitting at about 27 energy, so he's not going to be able to do much about that at all. But QXC has to retreat because he doesn't have enough energy on this Banshee to really continue pushing this base. And notice the little one's continuing to push these Thors, and you can see one Thor is being dropped off right here. I don't think it's really going to work out so well, though, because these siege tanks, man, they got it out for this Thor as well as the Banshee. So the little one's just going to fall back, and he realizes, you know what, I've just got to get some more forces, and we're going to make a solid push in probably another few minutes. But this time he does have a Raven on the way, so this will definitely help in preventing future harassment from the Banshees, especially with the fact that he's got a couple Vikings here hanging around. He certainly has the anti-Banshee capability. He just really needs to get that stealth detection, and he will be good to go. And I really think that as far as the ground army goes, too, QXC's sitting pretty good. He's got a couple siege tanks. Another one just popped out. But I'm not sure if that's really going to translate to a solid defense, because right now you've got these 3 siege tanks and also some Marines hanging out here. And of course, this one Banshee who's about to take it. Yep, there he goes right there, falling down to the ground. That's certainly going to hurt. But we got more Banshee harassment right here from QXC, trying to knock out the SCV once again. Will he be able to get the second one? I think he will, yes. This expansion has been delayed for so long, man. This is just insane. Now, we have the Raven coming out here. But this one Raven, oh man, he has really paid for himself here, as finally this command center is done 45 minutes later. Okay, well, not literally, but Still, and the little one, of course, has one Marine here to block landing from the orbital command here. I think it'll block it. It looks like it's just barely hanging out at the foot. But look at this right here. The little one deciding to bust through the rocks with his Thors. He certainly has enough units to do plenty of damage here. And right up here might see a pretty solid defense from QXC. But then again, the little one might just say, you know what, I'm not going to engage that. I really don't want to charge up the ramp. But so instead, it looks like he's actually going to choose to take the opportunity right here to knock down the destructible debris and chase away this orbital command. It looks like that is exactly what he is doing right now. He first shot at it to try to pull it off, but QXC, smart, brought it back. And now we're seeing him kind of assume a more defensive position here. You can see he does have a decent amount of Vikings, good number of siege tanks here, also a bunker, so very defensive at this point. But we're going to see the little one pull ahead here very soon. As you can see, the orbital command is here, the expansion is here, getting gas off of both of these refineries, so gas will certainly not be a problem as he continues to actually switch off from from Thors to siege tanks. And yeah, I think that'll definitely help out with the assault as we move into the 15-minute mark here in the game, as he does knock down his own destructible debris. That's pretty interesting stuff there. Well, we have another command center floating out down towards this area of the map. That expansion, he's even going to push TLO further ahead. I say he's ahead right now because if you look at the expansion as we speak, even though the little one's expansion was delayed so much, this one just doesn't have any SCVs on it at all. And QXC has a couple Vikings over here. He may decide to do a little bit of mineral line harassment. I don't know, though. We'll have to see what happens as both players are continuing to build up their forces. QXC still having to play really defensively. And we'll have to see if this play is really going to pay off here, as he does move out to defend his expansion. Good move. He's going to have to really secure that. He may decide to fill up a bunker or two here. I do not know. But he has capped both of his geysers, dropping down 3 mules here. So we can expect his income to skyrocket. But look at this QXC moving in here with a bunch of Vikings going to make a play, knocking out the SCVs, building the supply depots, keeping the little one from building up a bunch more units. So that's definitely a little bit of harassment there. Certainly annoying, but really not game-changing, especially since the fact that I had this missile turret here. So really, he wasn't going to be able to lift off and do any sort of future harassment. As Huskies has left the game. Oh no, poor guy. Yeah, there were a bunch of observers from this game that were checking it out when I was playing it live. But there goes the little I can't talk. There goes the little one's Banshee, as it was caught by a well-placed scan and good placement on the Vikings. Looking over here, this expansion is looking pretty good as we have another orbital command here with 3 mules and a couple SCVs getting ready to capture the refineries. The gas income for the little one's going to be looking pretty darn good right now. You can see it's about even. 52 to 32 in the harvesters, though. That is really going to start to show through the army size here. Look at this, 105 to 86, and QXC is currently supply blocked. Definitely not a good position to be in. He still has a good lineup of siege tanks here and some Marines, a couple Marauders as well. Very good idea to have those. And he is saturating this expansion. We'll have to see what happens, though. I mean, right now, if as it stands, that SCV is very dead. As it stands, the little one, I think, is sitting a little bit on top because of the fact that he has that extra expansion. He has explored a little bit more of his tech tree, having the Thors, the siege tanks, the Vikings, and the Banshees, compared to his opponent, who is currently running off the Marines, Marauders, and the siege tanks and the Vikings. So we'll have to see if the Thors are able to translate into a victory, though. I think he still has the Raven actually somewhere. I thought he had probably lost that and I'm just terrible and missed it. Yeah, I'll bet you that's what it is. I'm probably a baddie and missed it. No, it's already here, and that's exactly what I was going to say. I think with the assistance of the point defense drone, he'll really be able to shut down a good bit of the damage from this Marauder army. As you can see, it did exactly that, and he's trying to repair this poor command center with these SCVs, which are being fired upon by the infantry. Able to save it at the last second. Very good there. And unfortunately for QXC, that attack was really critical for him to have that succeed, and I think it's really going to hurt him now because of the fact that he has lost a good chunk of his infantry. He now has a lot less, you can see a lot less Marines and definitely a lot less Marauders here. But look at this, the little one moving out with his army again, 128 to 101 as he moves in with a ton of Vikings rather. QXC's only got a few of them, and here come the siege tanks right here. Good position, but look at this, the Banshees are plenty in number to take out these forces, forcing a GG from QXC, allowing the little one to take game number 5 in this series. Alright, I will try to have game number 6 here in the next day or so. Definitely a lot less of a time span between this one and the next one than the previous ones. Like I said, it's been a crazy week. School is just about over, so definitely have a lot more videos up. And if you guys want to watch more videos in the meantime, make sure you check out the videos that I've put up over at SK Gaming. It's www.sk-gaming.com, and the StarCraft 2 videos are down about halfway in the page. There's a little section that says StarCraft 2 videos, yada yada yada. So, anyways, check that out. Make sure you guys come back to the YouTube channel and check it out again, and I will have more awesome games for you, and hopefully I'm going to be able to get up my 6-month anniversary video here very soon as we do approach that date. Alright, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later.